day everyone. Today I have a research title about the effect of the mental health system of COVID-19 in the world. As we all know, it was initially reported to the World Health Organization on December 31, 2019. On January 30, 2020, the World Health Organization declared the COVID-19 outbreak a global health emergency. On March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic, its first such designation since declaring H1N1 influenza a pandemic in 2009. The first known infections from SARS coronavirus 2 were discovered in Wuhan, China. The original source of viral transmission to human remains unclear, as thus whether the virus became pathogenic before or after a spill event. Because many of early infectees were workers the human seafood market, it has been suggested the virus might have originated from the market. However, other research indicates that visitors may have inducted the virus to the market, which then facilitated rapid expansion of the infection. The word corona means crown and refers to the appearance that coronaviruses get the spike proteins sticking out of them. These spike proteins are important to the biology of the virus. The spike protein is the part of the virus attaches to a human cell to infect it, allowing it to replicate inside of the cell and spread to other cells. Some antibodies can protect you from the SARS coronavirus too by targeting these spike proteins. Because of the importance of this specific part of virus, scientists WHO or World Health Organization sequence the virus for research, constantly monitor mutations causing changes to the spike protein through a process called genomic surveillance. How is the issue being addressed or resolved? The World Health Organization, together with the UN, specialized agencies and partners today called on countries to develop and implement action plans to promote the timely dissemination of science-based information and prevent the spread of false information while respecting freedom of expression. Misinformation is one of the fastest growing challenges facing children today, said Henrietta Fore, UNICEF Executive Director. It takes advantage of the cracks in trust societies and institutions and deepens them further, undermines confidence in science and medicine, and divides communities. In its most pernicious forms, such as when it convinces parents not to vaccine their children, it can even be fatal. Because misinformation is more a symptom than a sickness. Countering it requires more than just providing truth. It also requires trust between leaders, communities, and individuals. The best way to prevent and slow down transmission is to be well informed about the disease and how the virus spreads. Protect yourself and others from infection by staying at least 1 meter apart from others, wearing a properly fitted mask, self-quarantine, and washing your hands or using an alcohol-based rub frequently. Get vaccinated when it's your turn and follow local guidance. What are the possible consequences or impacts of the resolution? So, sedentary behavior and low levels of physical activity can have negative effects on the health, well-being, and quality of life of individuals. Self-quarantine can also cause additional stress and challenge the mental health of citizens. COVID-19 vaccination will help protect people from getting COVID-19. Adults and children may have some side effect from the vaccine, which are normal signs that their body is building protection. These side effects may affect their ability to daily activities, but they should go away in a few days. Some people have no side effects and allergic reactions are rare. Mask mouth describes describes the variety of oral side effects from wearing a mask for an extended time. Mask mouth might include dry mouth, bad breath, tooth decay, and even gum disease. Dental professional attribute these side effects to a few factors. Disruptive breathing patterns. A study conducted by P&N Medical shows how wearing a mask can impact your breathing, causing more rapid shallow breath using your mouth, chest, neck. Instead of your diaphragm breathing out of your mouth decreases the amount of saliva, which plays an important role in your oral health, washing away food, debris, and defending your teeth from cavities. Dehydration. Wearing a mask also causes you to drink less water than usual. Dehydration can lead to dry mouth, increasing your risk of tooth decay and bad breath. There is a substantial difference between evidence-based medicine and clinical practice versus public health practice. Facts collected and evidence presented in clinical situation are largely based on randomized controlled trials. Also, clinical trials usually refer to one particular area in therapeutics or diagnostic measures. Population-based studies in public health require data from a least potentially important interventions within communities. These studies often require longer time periods for study communities. These studies often require longer time periods for study, which in turn requires more effort and resources. Also, comparison groups or communities are often unavailable for randomized studies. Social, economic, and political pressures may delay or influence continuation of studies or presentation or interpretation of findings. In so-called peaceful times, these complexities or delays seem to be part of community politics and may be tolerable, even if advisable. However, delays in enacting certain public health measures in the context of the mortality rates that are not tolerable. A hybrid solution to evidence-based public health guidance may be required. The coronavirus or COVID-19 outbreak around the world has caused public health concerns and changes in people's behaviors and psychological distress. The pandemic impacts on human behavior, emotions, and cognitions, leading to diverse reactions in relation to awareness of the disease. However, there is little understanding around the psychological impacts of the pandemic and strategies to overcome this impact. This study aimed to examine individuals' reactions toward the COVID-19 pandemic in relation to their psychological hardiness, their degree of awareness toward the pandemic, and precautionary measures taken. And because of COVID-19, many have changes, especially our skills, no matter where the country is experiencing is the situation is difficult, especially in this pandemic. Also because of the pandemic, many have lost hope in themselves of what they're thinking. What will the future be like if the virus continues to spread? In COVID-19, there are many realizations, especially in ourselves. The type of people who surrendered when the pandemic was just beginning. We heard a lot of they had already committed suicide. There was a fear of facing the crowd, especially the people affected by the virus. They already have self-blame and almost want to give up because of the reason that people hate that his disease might be contagious. We have gone through a lot because of the pandemic. We have passed many trials and suddenly we can be told, I got that. I overcome that very serious problem. So, we realize more that this pandemic also has advantages and disadvantages. We are used to it because we no longer lose hope because we can be said to be great survivors and fighters. Let's face our fear and let's just trust. Because of this pandemic, let's be stronger and let's not give up on whatever battles come in our life. Because it's just a test and all problems have a solution. Let's not let that our problem is that we escape by committing suicide. It's not a good solution to our problem that we are going through. Let's follow our best and for everyone to be safe. Let's vaccinate so that everyone can return to normal to have another hope. Most of us are afraid and don't agree with it, but this is what makes us better. Let's face our fear and let's just trust. Because of this pandemic, let's be stronger and let's not give up on whatever battles come in our life. Because it's just a test and all problems have a solution. Let's not let that our problem is that we escape by committing suicide. It's not a good solution to our problem that we are going through. I'm hoping that schools will be open for face-to-face because this is the main need of the students. Because education is the key to success to reach their dreams. I hope they will be given action and for the students who have lost hope will regain the self-confidence to continue what they have started. Are the ones who are just starting, even though we are going through a lot this pandemic. Let's not let ruin our dreams but be when it's still an inspiration to us to work harder to graduate and fulfill what we want. It's just COVID-19. We have a dream.